When thunder roars, go indoors. This is Fred Hadley reporting for the Village Century, and we're going to be talking for a few minutes about lightning safety in Florida, which is the lightning strike capital of North America. The first thing you need to know about lightning is that you don't want to be outdoors. So if you hear thunder, even if you can't even see the lightning, you should seek shelter. Now, what is an acceptable form of shelter? Well, first we're going to tell you where you shouldn't go. Let's say you're down at the pool and there's a lightning storm. A lot of people seek shelter under the canopy by the pool. This is not a good idea. The only acceptable shelters would be shelters with 4 walls that contain electricity and plumbing. And the reason for that is the pipes and the electrical lines serve to ground the building, which would allow any lightning strikes to pass through the building and into the ground. So when you use a shelter like this, which does not have 4 walls, you're exposing yourself to great risk. If the structure is hit, of course, you can be damaged by the lightning, and if the structure collapses on you, you can also be injured. Another thing you don't want to do is take shelter under a tree. A tree can be struck by lightning, especially if it's in the middle of an empty field where it's the tallest object around. So never stand under a tree in a lightning storm. This is a porta potty. This is not an acceptable shelter because, as we mentioned, it must contain electricity and plumbing in order for it to be a safe shelter. Don't go to a porta potty. At our tennis court, we have bleachers. Again, the bleachers are not a 4-walled structure. There's no electrical connections or plumbing. So this is not a good place to shelter in a lightning storm. Also, stay away from fences and any kind of metal objects, which even though they don't draw the lightning, they can transmit the lightning for long distances. Bus stop shelter, as you now know, no electricity, no plumbing, not an acceptable shelter in a lightning storm. Remember, when thunder roars, go indoors. Now, if you're out at the pool, you can seek shelter in the shower house, which contains both electricity and plumbing. However, do not touch the plumbing. Don't use the sink, and don't touch the light switch on the wall, because it's possible that they could become electrically active. But it'd be perfectly safe to seek shelter inside the shower house as long as you don't touch anything. It's also not a good idea to lean against a concrete wall in a shelter. That could become electrified. A few more lightning safety tips. People want to know about telephones. This is a old-fashioned wired telephone. It's usually connected to a phone line in your wall. This is not something you want to use during a lightning storm, because if the house you're in is struck by lightning, the lightning could pass along these wires and into your handset. What about cell phones? Cell phones are perfectly safe because there's no physical connection to electrical lines, so you can use your cell phone. What about PCs? If you're using a desktop PC that's connected with an Ethernet wire and also has an electrical supply, that can be very dangerous. However, if you're using a laptop computer that is not connected to the electrical outlet and is using a Wi-Fi connection for the internet, that is perfectly safe to use. A few more tips. Cars. The best place if you need to take shelter outdoors and you can't find a suitable building is any car with a hard top. You go into the car, you roll the windows up, and the best thing is to just sit there with your hands folded in front of you in your lap. Don't play with the radio or adjust the windows or hold the steering wheel, but just sitting in the seat of your car in an electrical storm is generally considered quite safe. If you're with a group of people outdoors and you get caught in a lightning storm, the group should disperse. Even though by spreading out, you increase the likelihood that someone may be hit, it's better than standing in a group when all of you might be hit. And remember, if somebody is hit, you need somebody that isn't hit to render aid. If somebody is hit by lightning, it is important that you start CPR immediately if you detect that there's no pulse. It is perfectly safe to work on a body that has been hit by lightning. It is not energized. You cannot be harmed by that. Of course, it would be best if you could get the person into a suitable shelter, because lightning, despite the adage, can strike twice in the same place. 90% of the people that are struck by lightning will survive that hit, but they could have lifetime pain and neurological damage. So, to summarize, always try to seek a suitable shelter, which is a shelter with 4 walls, electricity, and plumbing. Stay away from the plumbing. If you're home, don't wash your dishes, don't take a shower. You can use a cell phone or a laptop, provided there's no electrical connection or modem connection to the laptop and you're just using it on Wi-Fi. And the best thing to do is to avoid thunderstorms. There is such a thing as a lightning detector that you can get from Amazon for about $20. It's battery operated and it will beep when lightning is detected in the area. So I hope you stay safe. Remember, Florida is the lightning capital of North America. Lightning is very serious. There aren't that many people that get hit by it. And when you do get hit by it, it can be deadly. And if you survive it, which is likely, you could sustain lifetime damage. So please be safe. When thunder roars, go indoors and stay off the wired phones or the wired computers for the duration of the lightning storm. Thank you very much. This is Fred Hadley with Lightning Survival Tips, and we're reporting live from the 4th floor of Cornwall E, where it's about 2:30 in the morning, so I'm not wearing my mask because it's not likely that I'm going to encounter another person at this hour. Just reminding you that under County Order 12 from Palm Beach County, condo and condominium dwellers are supposed to wear their mask in all common areas, such as the catwalk, the laundry room, the mail room, and especially the elevator, where droplets containing disease can linger for many, many minutes. So please wear your mask. It is mandatory in the common areas, despite the posting in the lobby that says that it's only recommended. That's not true. The county has mandated it. Any situation in a common area where you may have interaction with other people. When you're on this catwalk in the daytime, anybody can come out of their door at any moment. When you're going into an elevator, anybody can walk out of that elevator, so you must protect yourself and others. Remember, the mask you wear is more to protect others from you than it is to protect you from others. So wearing a mask is the supreme act of kindness to your fellow humans. So thanks very much. Stay safe. Stay away from the lightning. When you hear thunder, seek shelter immediately in a structure that has plumbing and electricity. Thank you very much. Fred Hadley for the Village Century.